Well, hi, everybody. Look at us. There you go.
What just went off?
One. Well, is that because you opened up your iPad?
Which one was it though? No, that might be you.
I'm over
Because
here.
it is that one, right?
I'm on.
Nope, it's this one. Because it blinked over there, so that would be this one.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been my phone.
Okay, hold on. Yep, that's me.
That's you. Look at us debunking ourselves
I
right
know,
now.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is you gonna beat the whole dang on time?
Just beeping the whole dang time. Yep. All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome as we get set up here for paranormal road trips.
Woo! This is gonna be a good one.
Fun-filled evening.
I just cannot wait.
I can't either.
Because Lord have mercy.
We've had a lot of stuff happen. So we're doing a recap tonight of our investigation that most of you joined us on live. We did our YouTube show last week. She's always got great music going on in her stuff. So last week we did a paranormal investigation where we went live for our YouTube show first, and then what we did is that we went ahead and went live on TikTok of the investigation. Damn, the more that I sit here and think about it,
What?
just all the stuff that happened and all the validation and all that stuff was just insane.
Yes. And we investigated that place a couple of weeks prior to that, and we still had a lot of activity. But this one was completely different. I'm not doing nothing.
You weren't doing anything.
And if it was because it was just on, it would.
So your charger.
It should.
Just scoot it over.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's not even technically on, I guess.
It was completely different than what we've done.
Yeah, it was different. The energies there were completely different compared to the last time as well. And the cool part about what we do is we can normally tell when it is, if it's the same energy. Because actually, Norma did ask us that at one point.
She did. Partway through, she's like,
yeah,
this doesn't feel like the same energy as before.
Yeah.
Which she was correct.
Maybe we need to take that one off the table. I got another one.
Switch it around.
I don't think it's my phone, though.
Nope. Let's switch it up.
Okay.
Well, all right then.
So she even asked, do we think that it was the same, if a specific one was the same energy from the last time?
Correct.
And both of our answer was no.
No. There was no way it was the same.
None.
No.
Yeah.
We had... Well, we'll show you. We'll show you some videos. We'll explain what we had. But
I wish you guys could see it. I don't know how. Is there a way to get it later to put on there, I guess?
I can flip it so they can watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say we probably were in contact with about 8 spirits that night.
It was a lot.
Especially when we were doing the Estes method. There were 4 or 5 different voices just coming through that.
Yeah.
It started out where we set the equipment up like we always do. We're getting ready. LaShawn's finishing stuff up and starting the YouTube live. And if you guys go back and watch last week, you're going to hear the music box going off immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. And I turned to Norma, who is in charge of the residents, and I said, do you guys have anybody pass recently? Because I just felt like there was someone that was connected to the hall, connected to the location, and it felt like a recent type of passing. And this is how our night started out. She said, yeah, we did a couple weeks ago. And we just held her memorial in this hall today.
Yes.
And she loved to dance. And she loved to go to all the events. And she was dancing in front of the music box, which you can hear throughout the entire show. That was just the beginning. Like, that was amazing, just that we were picking up that information. And then it just continued to snowball from there. it went from very benign, calm energy
Mm-hmm.
to a little mischievous energy to a heavier energy, um, back down to kind of a mischievous energy. And then it all, 11 o'clock is like they're like spirits are like, well, I'm tired now, heading out.
Yeah, no, it's true, but we noticed that in other locations that we've done as well,
Mhm.
where that happens. So, I mean, is that it's almost like they say, okay, it's time to go to bed. I'm going to
Yeah.
bed, and lights out, and that's it, and then we're done. And we listen. We know not to just sit around all day and do that, and yeah, okay. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
You want,
Okay. What?
what do you want to do first?
I don't know. Let's just go.
Start with the first video?
Yeah, let's start the first video. You guys, is that the one that I think it is?
Yeah, it's the one where all the activity went haywire. Like we were just starting the investigation parts. We finished the radio or the YouTube show, right? We were getting our stuff together now to do the investigation part of it. And I was videoing the ground because you'll see there's stuff on the ground. There's a cat ball and the music box. And I was going to video LaShawn
Why can't I just on me?
doing the method. I know you just want to be all by yourself.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's
no,
fine.
that's not the way.
Hi. Hey. And then Norma was actually videoing us from behind, which I am so thankful for you, Norma,
Oh yes,
for
that was
videoing
amazing.
that because
We wouldn't have caught it the way we did.
three things all came together.
Yeah,
If it wasn't for Norma videoing us, we would have missed two of them.
yeah.
Right? So
Yep.
let's show this video.
Okay, y'all, get ready for this video, man. I don't know. Okay, real quick. Oh, are you?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. As we were unloading the car, getting ready to go into the place that we're going to be at, I was talking to two of the employees who are maintenance people that work there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is always to see what other people's encounters are, if we can get that information. They were very open about it.
Yeah.
One of the things that had happened the last time we were there was they talked about an unusual amount of dead flies being in a specific place. So, me being who I am, questioning. I have a whole line of questioning. Why do you feel it was unusual amount? How many do you think were there? What happened? Has it ever happened before? These are the type of questions that I'm asking them just so I can get a full view as to the situation at hand, right?
Who, what, where, when, how, and why.
Exactly, right? Okay, so cool. So I'm going in, we're talking, I'm walking with Norma, and we go outside to the back, and now there's this hallway, which you guys will see that there's the hallway that leads to also a back door along with some other employees only doors, right? Well, we get outside and where the lights are, like kind of like a porch type of thing. She tells me, and you didn't know this either, is that it was full of soot, is the way that she described it. And I said, well, what do you mean? What does that mean? She said, soot from smoke. And I'm like, okay, well, at what point did that happen? Because I need to know, did this happen over a course of a month? You guys just not clean it? Did this happen yesterday? Blah, 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 because it was pretty clean when I saw it. She said it was like, I think she said it was like literally within hours. And she said the place was, the thing was not only full of soot, but it was full of spiders.
Yes.
Full of spiders. Now, I don't know a lot about spiders. And if when they do like their little spinning of their webs and stuff, if it has that appearance or not, if there's a lot, I don't know. But it was concerning for her enough to bring it up. And she had them to clean it.
Well, you had to, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then there was, which we did not get on camera, was one of the employees' rooms was full of bugs that they've never seen. And she said that they would not die. They literally sprayed, used all kind of different stuff to kill these bugs that they had never seen that would not die. So they ended up having to get a vacuum to get them out and out. So now,
L.
right?
Yeah.
So now we're talking, we got a bunch of bugs, okay? Because if we talk about that, you just had the conversation along with my mom last week in regards to how bugs come into play when it comes to the paranormal aspect of it. And I think that's another show. That's something we can talk about on another day as well.
For sure, because we have both had experience with them.
Yes. So
malicious, scratch, logical, ceiling.
I was talking about the ceiling aspect of it. So I don't know.
Yep.
Bath world. Okay. So we have the ovulus here too, as you guys. Okay, so let's roll the video because this is going to it freaks me out.
We'll show you guys as well. We'll do it a couple times.
Okay.
What the fuck happened?
When you did that, the cat ball went off and I felt like something walked through me. Whoo!
They interrupted you, all right?
Holy crap!
What'd you hear?
Oh shit. That was crazy. Oh boy. Okay.
What happened, LaShawn?
Is it broke? No, it's just the batteries. Oh.
Now it's fucking going off by itself. Look at that.
It is.
Holy crap. No, I felt, oh my God.
You screamed because you felt it first. I looked down and the cat ball was
But
going
I
off.
didn't just feel it. I
No.
heard.
No.
No way.
It says no.
The ovulus.
Oh, the ovulus?
Yes. Well, first it said it was going to interrupt you, and it did, and now it says no to your answer to your question.
You said island,
was scary.
interrupt, and no.
Mad.
I bet the hell you are.
It says it's
I
mad.
ran too.
Holy shit.
Gosh, my shorts are horrible.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay. So what we
Just want to show the beginning one more time.
Okay.
Let me go up one. Okay, so watch this beginning one more time, y'all. Okay, ready? Here we go.
What the fuck happened?
When you did that, the cat ball went off and I felt like something walked through me. Whoo!
They interrupted you, all right?
Holy crap!
What'd you hear?
Oh shit. That was crazy. Oh boy. Okay.
What happened, LaShawn?
Is it broke? No, it's just the batteries. Oh. Now.
All right,
Wow.
so that was insane, to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay, because at the end of the day, what was happening was that we had just finished the show. LaShawn had her headphones on. She had her spirit box in her hand. I had my video camera. I was noticing that as she was getting set up to go in the hall to do the Estes method, I'm filming the cat ball going off all by itself, right? And for an hour and a half, the music box kept going off and on and off and
Off
on.
and
We were
on, yeah.
moving it in different spots of the hall and back to the other spot.
Not only that, but we actually changed because we have two of them. We actually changed one spirit box for the other just to make sure we changed the batteries and everything to make sure that maybe it's something that maybe the box is like malfunctioning in one way or another. Maybe it's the batteries. We always look at every aspect of everything.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop.
None of it added up. Like none of it added up, which was insane. So Norma's got the ovulus.
Yes.
And so we're trying to wrap our head around what happened because as you felt it and heard it in the headphones, that's when you threw the spirit box and the headphones down.
Yes.
The cat ball was going off. Run.
See, why?
Do run.
Oh, that's one word. Yeah.
One word. Yep. Interesting. So the cat ball was going off. I'm videoing it. I can feel that energy come through me as well. She's jumping back.
Southern then reveal and lady crossover.
But we were connecting with the lady, Luann.
Luann, yeah.
Oh, I have full on chills. Luann is the name of the lady who passed away, and that day that we were there, they had the memorial for her in that hall. Luann was the one that we believe who was dancing in the music box because she loved to dance and go to the hall for the activities. And it freaking said it right there.
Okay.
Because Anne can be a nickname for Luann.
Well, not only that, but let's make it very clear. This is a dictionary. This has a dictionary of over 2,000 words, so it only gives so many names and stuff.
Yeah.
So with these type of things, you have to kind of put two and two together. So it may not say the exact word, but the fact that Anne came up, lady, this is who we're talking about at this point in time. Mm-hmm. You have to put. It's like putting a piece of puzzle together. Oh wow,
that was cool.
That was insane. That whole night is just blowing me away. Still.
But Norma says no, right? And you and I both turn around and we're like, no, what?
Yeah, I had no idea. I wasn't being disrespectful to Norma because if you notice, I wasn't paying attention to what she was saying. It's because I didn't hear her say any of that stuff until the no part of it. I think for me, I was really thrown off by what I felt and what I heard in my headphones, because let's keep in mind, we were having issues with the SB box and the headphones to the point we couldn't hear.
Yep.
Right? Well, at that very moment, not only could I feel that energy, but it got so loud in my ear, and then you felt it at the same time. It was just a number of things. The cat balls were going up at the same time. But then the music box
that she had said interrupt.
It did say
that
interrupt.
They were going to interrupt us in what we were doing.
Yep.
So we have Norma and the Ovulus backing up exactly what was happening to LaShawn and I, along with the cat ball going off and then the music box going off on its own and continuing to go off when she moved the headphones out. And that was just the beginning. We hadn't even gotten to the Estes method yet.
No.
That was within the first 10 minutes of setting up to do the paranormal investigation after the show.
Yeah, I'm still in shock.
That was freaking awesome.
Oh, that's me.
8:50 p.m. It's time for LaShawn, the Luminous Mystic, now to go to sleep.
That's exactly.
Thank you for joining us. Okay. I feel like it's a Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers thing right there.
It's so terrible.
Okay.
But, the crazy thing about, all of this, well, I don't even know, because that night just blows me away. But when I think about it, or once I got home, and trying to figure things out and stuff, and the next day I was talking to someone, it was like, it's the 888 Lionsgate portal. And I said, yeah, I do know that. And I messaged Jamie because I'm like, I wonder if that had anything to do with the amount of activity that we had. Not only the amount of activity that we had, but the type of activity.
Which was a little heavier.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it was heavy. The last time we had some heavy, but it was different.
Yes.
You understand? Not only that, we had the kid come through. Y'all just don't even understand. Okay, go ahead.
So let's go to the next video.
We got another video?
Oh, of course we do. Well, we have many videos for this one. Check out this next video. We'll post these on TikTok because it's just kind of a pain for me to have to get up and quit switching around here. We'll post. So right now,
That's actually what I want to do.
I want to see.
I was actually going to say I want to see. That's kind of crazy.
You want me to hold that one?
The people.
The people want to see. What do they want to see?
Bitch.
I always get called a bitch. Every fucking time.
I'm always called bitch.
What are you doing?
I'm recording you, so why don't you go ahead and stand on top of LaShawn?
See. Nobody.
It's kind of formed right here.
Right.
I think people did tell you what to do.
What?
The cat ball's going off.
It changed the 3 to 3rd.
Yeah.
And then now it says poverty.
Are you upset because LaShawn is laying in your spot and that we have found where you hide?
Raise the truth.
Raise the truth.
What does that even mean?
Raise the truth. What does this have to say? Divided, constant. Well, we were divided in there.
Well, but the problem with that is because remember when you were doing the SD method, which I don't know if we got that on video.
We do, but I don't have it on here.
Okay. So when Jamie was doing the SD method, the REM pod kept going off by the door. Mm-hmm. And I kept saying, I got to go over there. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to reset it. Norma was very adamant about us not breaking up, not the three of us separating.
Correct.
She was very adamant about it. I'm like, I have to go reset that, Norma. And she says, we cannot separate LaShawn. That's what they want us to do. And I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? She said, well, do you want to find out?
Love Norma.
She's like, well, do you want to find out? And I'm like, I kind of do. I kind of do. But
I think at that point, she wasn't wrong, honestly. Because Spirit by that point was getting kind of aggressive. Now, you guys have it. The video is on TikTok. It's the Estes method where you see me sitting in a chair. And the last word that I heard in that section of the video was die.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah.
I do think I remember that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It was a negative male voice. Heavy negative male voice in that section. And then I heard die.
Okay.
And then I just kept going. I just said, oh, okay, that's not going to happen. So moving on. But
right.
So I think that's where Norma's concern, not fear, but concern was Norman. We're talking about Norma.
Yep. Sad. Black.
Are you?
I am
sad.
Wait, that's up to say.
We've been a little punchy now because we've been doing this all day. So.
All day, yeah.
And we've cooked dinner and it's just been fun. But no, like Spirit will try and break people apart. Norma's here! Yay! Literally though, Norma, it says Norman on here.
Right. We were just talking about you. I'm going to tell you what I kind of thought in that moment as well, too, though, just as going back and forth with that conversation is because remember, the doors kept moving over there, right?
That was like a huge thing. Well, and thanks to Lee, I don't know if he's watching us tonight.
Right.
But Lee started putting the pieces together. Yeah, I was in there today. Oh, it's Erie. Yeah, I was in there today, Erie. We're going back in there. I don't know if we're ever going to get to the other ballroom.
I don't feel like I need to. The other ballroom was a little bit weird to me anyway.
Which is why I'm kind of excited to do the other ballroom.
I want to
go back in the other one to see. Yeah, I know.
But anyway.
So we had doors rattling because it's a huge ballroom, right? With a stage, long hallways, back of the stage where they keep all like the costumes and stuff,
glass doors that lead to outside, so when people come in, it's glass doors, the kinds that you pull open. Those kept rattling, but then we found out that one of the security guards would normally
because I was picking up, all of a sudden I could see sometimes we turn on our gifts. Usually we just go in as paranormal investigators. That's right.
Yeah.
But finally, I'm like, who's rattling the door? Because it was happening all night long. And I see a security guard trying to open the door in my mind's eye, right? Clairvoyance kicks in. What's going on? So I looked at Norma and I said, you have a security guard who worked here who maybe passed. Well, she said, we hire an outside security company. And there was a gentleman a block over. It was a hit and run and he passed. And he worked for the security company that we use. So more than likely, he was probably here from time to time. But what it was like is when you're working security, right, a graveyard shift, you go around through all the buildings to make sure none of the doors open, right? So you rattle the doors. Well, earlier with the spirit box session, right before it went out, because we had it on speaker, right? And that's when the volume went out. We were having problems with it. I kept hearing the word keys. Well, Lee, watching our live on TikTok, was like, but you said keys. And so it was the janitor or the security checking the doors late at night, making sure that they're locked. At the same time, we had a REM pod on the inside of the doors. That kept going off, the temperature and everything else. And then the keys part of it. So we realized that probably the rattling of the doors was the security guard making sure that everything was safe.
Yeah.
So that was freaking cool.
So let's go back to the Lionsgate portal and all this, and the effect that it may have on this. Because what they say about the 888 Lionsgate portal is the veil is basically non-existent.
The what?
The veil.
The veil.
The veil. So the veil of the spirit between the spirit world or spirit realm versus.
Just give her a minute, folks.
Did you see what I just? Okay.
Do you see what
Okay.
I see?
The spirit world, the veil between, because that's just like Halloween, right? They say during Halloween, the veil between the spirit realm and our realm is really thin. Well, with the 888 Lionsgate portal, they say that it's basically gone.
Wednesday jumped. We were there on a Wednesday. And we jumped, and we had chest pain. Both of us had chest pain.
What the hell?
I think we invited Norma, your friends, over to LaShawn's house to play. We should go get your doll. So, with the veil being thinner,
Yeah.
out of the 888 Lionsgate portal,
Lionsgate, yeah,
is it a possibility that we had some mischievous spirits come in to our session
because the veil was
because
so
the
thin.
veil was thin and we already had a lot of activity going?
Yes. So here, I just looked it up. Increased spiritual activity. During the Lionsgate portal, the veil between the physical and the spiritual realm is believed to be thinner, potentially making it easier for spirits and other entities to interact with the living. The thinning of the veil could lead to increased paranormal activity, such as apparitions, communications with spirit, or other supernatural occurrences.
And I saw the white apparition as you were setting up in the middle of the ballroom by the SLS camera. Remember I said I saw something standing there.
And later I saw something like a white mist. And was that at the same time? I don't remember you saying that. Oh,
Yeah.
that was the first time we went.
No, that was this last time.
Was that this?
Yes.
Okay.
As you were setting up, I was getting the YouTube show ready and the table ready and the lights ready. And I turned around to, I don't know, say something to you. And I saw a white apparition. It was kind of like you'd see in the movies. I don't see a lot with my physical eyes because we rely on our clairvoyance so much when we're doing regular work. Remember the dark shadow I saw walking past the doors? Norma, yes.
Right.
She had that.
She did, yeah.
So we had a lot of apparitions in different forms being able to manifest in one evening, which is also kind of crazy.
That's so insane. I got a text message that I think it was that night or the next day that said, "What the heck happened?" Next thing I saw was your phone on the floor. Because remember, too, my phone completely blacked out. It got
that was
hot.
during my SD method.
Yes, it was during your SD method. Yeah. Like, it was so hot I could not touch it. Never had that happen. Hasn't happened since.
But it was pulling, they were pulling so much energy. Yep.
Damn.
Norma says there's, still getting a lot of flies.
That's so interesting, though, because it didn't start until that first time that we went, according to the maintenance people.
Correct.
So what about Norma? What about the back where you said the soot was? The soot.
Here, and here. Buckle your seatbelts.
And the spiders and stuff. Is that still okay? Has something happened? Or the bugs that you guys had never seen before that wouldn't die?
She said yes after the first time.
Really? Okay. I don't know what to say, but you know what? How long does this last?
The Lionsgate
Yeah, the
portal?
Lionsgate portal specifically.
Why don't you figure that one out while I show them the next video I got going on here? You guys ready? Next video.
That they know. Sometimes, you know, when they say, "What's your rank?" You know what I'm saying? Like forceful like that. We have to do that in order at times for them to communicate with us because that's all we know. But timing, I don't believe in it. And that's the negative. You know, come on, what do you want to do? You know, hit me or
This is
a
YouTube show, and she videoed this.
Okay, so what happened?
So what you guys could hear in the background was us doing the YouTube show.
Okay.
Remember, because we were talking
Yep.
about provoking spirits and stuff, and how sometimes you have to talk in their language, you write, and the military part of it, and you're talking about the Tommy's approach. Norma was videoing the music box going off. So that was within the first hour, was this music box. You can see no one is standing in front of the music box. You literally have to get in front of the music box sensor here, right? In order for it to go off.
Right.
You sent something at the ceiling. Yeah, like what was really strange is you guys see the lights are on in this hallway, right? Well, with the lights being on in the hallway, they're motion censored lights, and they were all turned off at the main panel on the wall. And yet, in order, because Norma followed up with the maintenance people, in order for the lights to continuously stay on in that hallway, something had to be right around where the sensor was. Now, if you guys look at this video one more time, you're going to see that where the REM pod is right where the sensor is, and there's nothing blocking the sensor.
Okay, wait a minute before that they know. Sometimes, you know, when they say, "What's your rank?" You know what I'm saying? Like forceful like that. We have to do that in order at times for them to communicate with us because that's all we know. But timing, I don't believe in it. And that's the negative. You know, come on, what do you want to do? You know, hit me or you know, just skip.
So there's nothing standing there to set that off. There's nothing standing there or obstructing why that light sensor should be staying on.
And let's keep in mind, I went to debunk the sensor because I asked Norma where the sensor was. I went to it. The REM pod was almost in alignment with it, but not quite. But I pushed it out the way.
It was back a little bit more. So where the REM pod was, it was like another 2 or 3 feet back towards the
But I moved it even further to make sure that that wasn't it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And you had to be up.
And I get that. But at the same time, for me, in my to have clarity and full understanding, I wanted to make sure there was nothing in that way under any circumstances. There was no way possible that it was going to happen. Okay, so I moved it. Okay, and it still was going off all night. You know, so the Lions. Okay, so for those who are on Luminous and what's here?
It's paranormal.
Okay, so you guys can go over to Paranormal Road Trip.
Paranormal Road Trip
at YouTube to see the videos. We just put it out there.
Yep.
So you guys can get the full commentation of it and watch it and see what everybody else is seeing. Okay, so the 888 Lionsgate portal actually goes all the way through August 12th to the 15th. So basically after the 8th, because that's why they call it the 888, right? It starts to wane off, okay? But it is closed. Like the closing of it is between the 12th and the 15th.
Right about now.
So where are we at right now?
12th, 13th.
The 13th. Okay. Now I just want to put this out there too. It kind of makes sense to me, and I'm not sure what my thoughts have been. And we had this conversation before about like how does this affect us, or how does what's the other one? What's the other one thing that everybody goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over because all bad is gonna happen?
Halloween?
No, I'll remember it. Anyway, but even at home, I was experiencing. I told you that, and this was before that there were things that were happening, the footsteps and things like that. There was things that was going on in my house that was more heightened at that point in time. So now I'm starting to believe that there's something more to this. And what is the other one that it comes every so many
Ashley
months?
said Mercury in retrograde.
Mercury retrograde. That's it. Yes. Thank you, Ashley. Mercury retrograde. Yes. You know, we've had that conversation. We did a live on it before.
Yep.
You know, I'm not sure. You know, because they talk about electronics and stuff go crazy. And
I feel
all
it's
this
going to
other
affect
stuff.
you if you allow it to affect you. If you believe that Mercury in retrograde is going to be hell for you for those period of time, then it's going to be hell for you. I do not allow Mercury in retrograde to affect me that way, and I can just knock on wood. Still, it is yet to affect me in that way.
Well, I'm open. I'm keeping a clear mind about it still because I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. If someone brings up, oh, Mercury retrograde, then it's like, oh, okay, well, my electronics have been going crazy, but what does that has any effect on? Anyway, longer story short, I don't know. For some reason, this came up. It fits the bill, if you ask me. Not just for
Date-wise
what
and
happened
everything.
there, but even in my own home, I don't know what to say. So by
Well,
mid-August, the alignment shifts and the portal gradually closes.
when we go on the 28th, which will be exactly 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks from when we went, we'll see if the activity is still the way it was.
That'd be interesting.
Because she went in there today and she said it was creepy.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know what to say. I got to get my man's dinner. Hold on.
Oh, she's good. So I'll show you the next video while she gets her man's dinner.
Oh, what's the next video?
Oh, I'm so sorry. She's good. Make sure you don't kill the dinner.
No, I
Don't
want to
burn the
see.
dinner.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. See, multitasking at its finest right now. So we've got Luann Memorial that day. We've got the security guard, the doors rattling. The time before that, we had cat balls all on that ballroom floor going crazy. Nothing. But we could hear noises in the very front of the ballroom, all of us at different times. We could hear voices. It was just nonstop activity, but in completely different places than where we had activity previously, which was amazing. That is hot stuff right there. Woo!
It looks good, though. It looks really good.
It smells good, you know? Mm-hmm. It smells real good. So let's do the next video. I'll tell you what it is.
I'm excited about it, though.
So I was exiting the building, and there's, one of those covers, just like the one out here.
Okay.
So there's nothing like in between the building and the cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked out, and as soon as I got to the cover, I got splashed with something.
Yeah.
Like
Wet? Or
like somebody just like
Well,
sprayed me.
wet? Was it
Yeah.
wet? Was it like
It was wet.
spider webs?
No, it wasn't spider webs. It was water.
It was
Like
water.
somebody went like this, like that, and literally like right underneath the breezeway. And I'm like, I had to look twice because it's like, what the fuck?
What the-
There's no spray.
uh-huh.
Listen, y'all.
What the fuck happened?
I do.
We cussed a lot. Sorry, there's a lot of cussing. I apologize. This is 18.
I love Norma's one. What the fuck was
Norma
that?
goes,
Like,
it was gross.
it was
Right? So, but that's like, is it the ectoplasm
right.
of the energy that's there? Right? It's not the spiderweb effect, but it's still.
But that's why I asked that so we could get a clear understanding once again as to what she, because it's not like somebody spit on her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's
Like-
no reason. There was no pipes leaking. There was no
Right,
reason for
exactly.
this mist. But then you saw the white mist
I did see it. Sure did. Going across the ballroom.
going across the ballroom.
Yep.
So could that mist have been a spirit that Norma had walked through, which felt like something was spitting on her? Absolutely. Absolutely, right? So we have not only our equipment going off, we're hearing things, we're seeing things with our physical eyes, different types of white mists, white apparitions, dark shadow figures. We're hearing doors rattle. Our equipment's was going off while we asked it to go off and then asked Spirit to step away and it would stop. That mist followed Norma to the office. So when you have a mist following someone to a location, that is just amplifying and validating even more that this is some type of energy that has manifested into that mist type spray, if you will, and continued to move with her while she was back there. Now, if you think about it, that's a lot of information in a few hours. We got there at 7:30, set up, did the YouTube show, and then investigated for 2 hours. And to have all of that happening is wild. Now, is it because the veil was thinner? Because we were entering into the Lionsgate portal? Maybe, which is why we're going to go back and do it again. That's part of paranormal investigating, is to go back and do it again and to be able to see, right? To be able to see if we're getting the same type of energy, or does this energy go back to the first time where it was the gentleman on the stage and the cat balls going off and the doorbell went off that first time.
Yeah.
We didn't have that really go off.
We've never had that go off in any of the investigations that we've ever done. Not ever.
Yeah. So, yeah, right? Yeah. She needs a moment. Running up and down the stairs, taking dinner. Yeah.
That's insane. I don't that would, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I'm totally out of breath right now.
She's working on it. Yeah. Stairs.
Yeah.
Norma says, remember the entity on the stage was different this time than last. No, absolutely. The entity on the stage this time was completely different than the entity that was on the stage. And we did our SD method on the stage last time.
Right.
And didn't get as much as we did in that hallway.
No.
Where the lights wouldn't turn off. And then we'd be standing in the ballroom, not moving, and lights would just come on.
Right.
The motion sensor lights, which were turned off on the wall, would just come on in different sections.
Right. That is true. And can we talk about the kid?
Well, this just had Cryon.
Did it?
Yep. Well, it's right before cook.
Yeah.
We cooked together. That's cute. Yeah. So yeah, there was a little boy. Or was it? Remember, we had that conversation.
We've had that conversation.
We had it in the ballroom in the pitch black towards the end of our investigation.
No, but I heard him when I did the SD method too. Mm-hmm. I think you said you heard him as well.
I did. Yes.
So our thing about that was, because it is known, if you will, in the paranormal world that spirit will present itself as a kid. Mimic as a kid to get you.
Right?
I don't know.
And that's okay. So Norma said she didn't think it was a kid, and she thinks that was the energy trying to separate us. A malicious energy.
Well, right. So therefore, you trust the children. You want to help the children.
But you were right away. He needs help, right? That kid.
Right.
But that kid was also right.
But remember, at the end, we talked about that. You had the dowsing rods, asking questions. This kid wanted me to help him. Mm-hmm. And we talked about bringing him with me on my way home, which I did do, by the way.
That was nice of you.
Thank you.
Yep.
To help him to move on. Now, with that being said, what Norma's thought is that wasn't a kid, and that's fine. I'm still not,
or was there a kid there, and then you had a mimic that decided to use that kid who was there, right?
Listen.
Because there was some negative shit there. Let's just
I agree.
Yeah. And
honestly, I do feel, to be honest with you, when we talk about the aspect of these kids coming into the spirit world, I have had experiences in my own home where my granddaughter has been here, and I can hear the cries of a kid. I've talked about that.
Yep.
I've gotten up numerous amount of times to go check on her, and then it hit me. Oh shit. You might want to stop and think about this for a second, because this is what's said, right, in the spiritual world. So what I would do after a while, I got to the point where I would check my video camera through my phone to watch her. But the thing about that was those cries were the same, exact same every time. The way that this kid yelled, the way that this kid screamed, there was no difference each time that it happened.
Right.
So it's almost like a record playing. Okay, over and over and over again. It's the exact same sound, same tone, same melody, the whole nine yards.
Jazzy Bear says baby, question marks.
Yeah, baby. Not this time. This was a while ago.
When she was one of the first times.
Well, no, she wasn't a baby. She was walking around and talking. This not the last time, maybe the 2 times before that. It had been a while. But I stopped going because I'm thinking, well, shit, they gonna just have to get her because you ain't gonna get me. You know what I'm saying?
She's not lying. This is exactly what she told me when we talked about this topic before. Was like, well, kid, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Too, it's fine.
I'm just saying because I'm watching you on camera and my kid is sleeping pretty good, but yet I keep getting woke up by the cries of this kid. So what's gonna happen when I walk out that door that final time? Is it my final time? Like, I'm dead ass. This is what I'm thinking.
My final time?
Is it my final time? Like, what? You know, so unfortunately, baby was on her own at that point. You know, but I'm being serious.
But she was asleep.
She was asleep. I can see that she was asleep. But it did. I'm not going to say lie.
Wow, LOL, just leave my baby.
That's right. I left your baby. Your baby can handle them really well.
Kidding.
Like, let's keep that 100. But it was a concern of mine after doing it for so many times and how real it was and how real it sounded.
So Norma said maybe it followed the baby, the child followed you there to the investigation.
No, that was a long time ago, girl. Ain't no animal babies in my house.
A baby, maybe a child,
followed me to the investigation. I don't think so.
Hitchhiker.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that because I think that if that was the case, I would have been able to feel that because I have felt when I've had something with me or when I'm on my way to an investigation, I have that sense of, you know, whether someone is with me or not, or what's going to happen when we get there or who's, you know, there's other things. I really honestly don't feel that that's the case. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. We didn't have a kid last time. And a kid in a 55 plus community doesn't make any sense.
Well, wait a minute now. Y'all ain't about to do me like that. Damn it, no.
I'm just
We're not doing that.
I don't know because there was some dark energies. You know, they're using foul language in the Estes method. They're using the word die. They're trying to separate us. And yet, I think that there could be a possible kid maybe that grew up in that area that maybe was drawn in to our energy, maybe while we were doing the YouTube show. And then something that was negative and malicious there was going to utilize that opportunity to mimic that child in spirit form.
I'll go with that, all that.
And then that kid went to hide and then came out when we were on the ballroom when everything was dying down and wanted help. Okay. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
So let's keep in mind, Lee, one of our viewers, asked about this, right? Asked because we talked about anytime the ovulists say scratch, run, the disturb or interrupt and stuff, how shit always happens to me. Because we talked about that, how that happens to me and how the activity just doesn't get ramped up as much when you're around. This was an exception that night.
They don't.
Right?
They hide from me.
Right.
So they should.
You explained that to Lee and said, well, LaShawn is always in the light. She walks in the light. Everything she does is of light, right?
Everything, yes.
So if I'm not mistaken, what was said was that because of that,
I was going to the darkness. That's what people say. I just am going to the darkness.
Okay.
I live in the darkness.
So with that being said, your explanation was that because I walk in the light, I am in the light, I am whatever the case may be, that they're more attracted to me and trying to basically knock me off my game. Is that right?
Well,
Is that
it's
how
just
you explain it?
it's darkness will always it's let's just go to the Bible,
Let's
folks,
go.
for a
Okay.
hot second, right? Good versus evil, light versus dark, right? Darkness is always trying to take either advantage of someone that is already in a dark space in order to utilize their energy, or they're going to want to knock someone who walks in the light off their pedestal. I have been doing these investigations for like, I don't know, 12 years now, and it can be fully ramped up, and I'll walk into a room and the energies scatter. And I know it's because I know where my power is. I can walk through that darkness and I can go seen or unseen, but they aren't going to mess with me. They're not going to be in that space. We're here for a purpose. We're here to help a family, or we're here to do that. And I know how powerful, we have to know how powerful we are in our own energy, in our own space, that these energies, and then I'll leave a room and go to a different room and the energy picks right back up. And so, yeah, they're going to target us in different ways. I've been scratched and have bruises before. You can do it or you can't do it. I don't give a shit. Like it doesn't bother me either,
Right.
right? But it just depends on who they're going to connect with, who they're going to try and intimidate, right? And so, yeah, they want to separate us. The last word I heard out of that first section was die. They were calling names out all over the place. And yet you're over here with your beacon of love and light and your, connection with source, God, and all of that coming in. Like, it's the balance.
Okay. I'm down for that program. And the bottom line, let's keep it 100. You can't. I mean, you could knock me off my pedestal in that sense for a hot second.
She's just
Meaning,
gonna come right back
I
up.
would scream, I would take off running or something for a hot second, but I come right back and I'm ready. I'm like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? The scratches, anything else that has ever happened to me has never bothered me to the point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just like, if
Nope, they're
anything, I'm
gonna
like, let's
continue
do it.
trying to take it out.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Okay. So with that being said, they can kick rocks.
There you go with your lip gloss. Is that a luminous path with love?
No, it's
And
actually Fenty. It's Riri's.
I see. Well, there you go. Let's see. Do we have one more video before we close out this fun-filled show? Yes.
Yeah, that was just literally like less than 2 weeks ago that she passed.
It was going on by
But
itself.
look,
And
the
it's
whole
dark.
lights off. Yeah.
Hey, Luann, can you do me a favor?
This is in the very beginning.
I love that you can make this. Oh, it's freezing right here. The music box go off. Could you go over to that machine with the red light on and touch the antenna on that? I hear a REM pod beeping. Can you go over? Oh, is it the camera? Can you go over and touch that REM pod?
You know what? I love the music box. I always say in any investigation that will make my to have that go off because it doesn't hardly ever go off.
No.
And that night it was literally non-freaking stop.
You can see where the hall light was off. So we just finished the YouTube show. LaShawn was putting on her harness to plug in to go live on TikTok. I had my phone out. It kept going and going, and I thought, well, I'm going to go over and connect with Luann. So she's dancing by the front of those, the side of the stairs, right? And at that point, nothing had triggered the light, but the energy I felt, I mean, what do you think, Norma? Was as we got started, still very light, and then all of a sudden it turned
dark. It
Yep.
did.
Yep.
It really did. And I think that was really when I dropped all that stuff. I think that's for me.
Absolutely.
Is when it
I
all
think
went
shit went
south.
downhill. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so like bone chilling cold coming through that section. Just the voice, the equipment going off, the interruption, the no, all of that stuff. This thing hasn't shut up since we
Robert,
started.
Sun Material, Robert Lagoon, Apocalypse.
Okay, so Apocalypse,
Slice.
we've talked about the bugs. She
Amazing.
also said in here that the flies, the temp kept going up, correct? It got hot at some point. Norma said that they still have bugs. And right, you still have flies, Norma, too. And if you think about the apocalypse, what is some of the things for the apocalypse? Robert was in the billiards at the time, right? Because that's the picture of the orb that I showed in one of our pre-recorded YouTube shows. So Robert was in the billiards. He is the spirit that passed who lived there. There's a huge orb sitting on the bench that I was sitting at the first time that we were there in the billiard room.
Okay. I'm going back to okay, Robert. Okay, so before that, Stand, Hold, Easy, Wrong, River, Sun Material, Robert Lagoon, Apocalypse, Wound, Slight, Mason, Do, Wicked, 3, Immersion, Brave. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is insane. I don't even know what. I can't wait. That's all I'm gotta say. I just can't wait. But I'm just really trying to understand too, even with the bugs though, like what is the significance of that and why all in a sudden? Because that first off happened before we got there. I do believe that they do, in some cases, that they do know when we're coming.
They do. They always know. They always know, right? This is what I was looking for right here. The 4 plagues in the revolution: conquest, war, famine, and death. But they also talk about the infestation of.
There was of some, but it was a specific.
It was,
bug.
yeah, not flies,
yeah.
but just the fact that some of the stuff can kind of go back into that space, right? So, sending it love and light. That was one thing that we did offer to do because it was heavier energy and because it was a 55 plus community, was to work on sending Reiki energy, because we're both Reiki masters, healing energy, loving energy to the facility, to the hall, to the land.
Yes.
In order to help kind of clear that energy out somewhat and to raise the vibration of the space again. They're also associated with death, which is true. And I have heard, yes, usually bugs mean evil entity, dark entities, which if we have this happen again on the 28th, then we're going to know we need to do a much bigger cleanse, if you will.
Yeah, because I
Or just
don't
get a
think
bigger
we've
vacuum.
a bigger what?
Vacuum.
He threw me off with that one.
I know, I try. Just keeping it light around here, keeping it light.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Like,
So you guys got to watch us. We're going live again about 8:30, 8:45 on TikTok. We're going to be doing the YouTube show around 7:30 on the 28th of August. So that's just in a couple of weeks in this hall again. Yay. Because at the end of the day, we need to continue to see what's going on. We need to understand what's happening. We need to see, does it go with the Lionsgate portal? Is it just the energy that's there? Are we ramping it up by coming in? Right? Do they want to be seen? Is there something we can do to kind of help or move, shift, right?
yeah, but the real question would be, if that was the case, is that something that Norma would want to happen? Because keep in mind, there are some places that we go into, they just leave them. They just want to investigate for us to validate that what they're experiencing is happening, number one, and that there are things there. Period.
Well, you asked her, and she wants good things there for the residents in the community.
Right. So, like Luann, of course, she would want her. She's a
good
easy, livable person
She was
to
there
be
that
there.
used to live there.
Right.
Exactly.
So, so like, what do we do?
That's what
Do
we'll
we
make.
need to prepare for that? That would be something we would need to know,
I think we
too,
bring some of our
because
stuff for sure
yeah, like
for
that.
cleansing purposes.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got one maintenance man that don't refuse to be in there for that himself. He won't do it. He told me.
Yeah.
He just don't. He doesn't like to.
And that was before we started
And
investigating.
that's before we started investigating. He told me that in the things that he has experienced, he tries to put it off in his mind that it's the wind or something like that, so that he can get done what he needs to get done very quickly and get out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's all really interesting. I love the spirit world. I never get bored of it. Good, bad,
All the above.
ugly, all of it
Yep.
is perfectly good to me. So
So you guys join us in a couple weeks when we go live there. We thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Paranormal Road Trip on YouTube. For those of you on TikTok, so that you can go and get the full effect of the show, go over to YouTube, Paranormal Road Trip, black and white picture. LaShawn and I out investigating is our little symbol right there. Watch our shows, like and share. We appreciate you all. Thank you, Norma, again for having us. And
yes, thank you, Norma.
and having us, we'll just give you a thank you for the future having us on the 28th.
Yes.
And you guys have a safe and protected next week as well, because as we know, the energy right now is a little funky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just keep yourself in a loving vibration, a high vibration, a light vibration, and send that out to those that need it as well.
Yep.
Love it. All right, you guys, thank you so much. It's fun. We'll do this again.
Oh, I feel like I've been sitting in a hard car seat. It's with leather chairs.
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to hear. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.